Hey guys, Chris here for Thomann's Guitars and Basses. In today's Guitar Tech Tips, I have Steve Vai's guitar tech, Thomas Nordegg, here to explain us how Steve likes his guitars set up.
Frank Zappa, okay? And here is Steve Vai, number one, another Steve Vai. This will be on the Vai, next Vai tour, stuff like that.
We had a few awesome people on this series, like Maddie, John Petrucci's guitar tech, or Mike Dawes, Miles Kennedy. And this time we have Thomas Nordegg, the legendary guitar tech, here to explain us how he takes care of Steve's guitars.
Alrighty, so here we are. This is Steve Vai's Evo, his career guitar number one, I would say, along with Flo. Difference really is the sustainer, I should say, in Flo. I haven't touched this guitar in a long time, maybe early last year. But what I can tell, I don't even think those strings might not even have been changed, because the way I do it, which you will see, I leave the ball ends up here. But that's anyway. So
okay,
we'll start changing the strings here. What's on this guitar already are the Tone Vice by Mark Hackett, which I put on a few PRs actually already. And it's practical. What it does, it eliminates to undo the string, the nut saddle there, take it off, which normally you would do with the, regular tool.
An Allen key, yeah.
Let me see what I have on here on the back. In Vice case, this is a neodymium magnet piece, right? Very expensive. A piece, this book, 1 foot long, is $50, but it works. So all my tools, whatever neck adjustment, was Steve, which he's doing live, wants to adjust the nut, right? So here it is, the action. He does it even live at times. So this is a practical thing. So loosen these now, right? All three, right? And you can adjust those by pulling up and get whatever angle you feel comfortable with to use that. Really practical, saves time. So now, of course, you can do this, but I have this one for a long time. Really great tool, Black & Decker. All you do is you squish it here so the light comes on, and then you have no switch. You want to go this way, slower or faster, or the other way, slower or faster.
Oh, wow.
Very, very practical. With this High Pro bridge of Floyd Rose, I use a AA, put some tape around so it doesn't slide, and put it where it fits until it just locks up. And I explained why this speeds up the process royally.
Right.
And I'm already straight here. You make it to where you end up straight in line with the nut, right?
Okay.
See, I squish it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Same here. You can do that, obviously, with a hand winder as well, But I like it that way because I can see the hole lines up with the nut.
So you have the ball ends at the tuners, and you just have like half a turn, maybe one turn?
Yeah. Well, the way I see it, the less windings you have on the tuning peg, the better, because the string is alive from right here till the very end. So the stretching, the less, like Ned Steinberger understood that 50 years ago or 40 years ago with a double ball, right? Which Floyd Rose, I think, also tried to do, but they had to stop it then. With double ball, you drop them in, and you have the minimum winding up there, pre-calibrated string, and you're there. Yeah. So here we are. As you see, the bridge here has not changed position. Yeah, and you'll see later on what's the good part about that. So now, all I have to do now is take the millimeter tool, go in the back, and loosen up, release the strings here, okay? 3 more strings, right? Free. So now I'm going to clear this a little, right? To move over so I get to this thing, but stay in the same position. And by the way, to jump ahead a little, but this tool by Ibanez, which really has all the tools that you might want to need on this guitar, it has here 5 centimeter, whatever that comes in inches. That's where Steve Vai wants to have the tip of his whammy bar residing. He doesn't want to get one guitar where the whammy is up here or here. It has to be the same, right?
Nice.
That's the desired height. Luckily, it's not 4.8. Well, give and take, obviously, but it's not to the millimeter, but in that area. So you have this. Then important here, as you know, Steve Vai cannot have any play in the tremolo because, no clunk, right? So sometimes even in mid-show, because he does that in the show, he pulls it out like quick and then does does artifacts with this. So this nut here, during the show it happened, if that gets loose, then the whole thing gets very loose, right? So I found this tool, I have to make it. I used to have a screwdriver this size, really long, with the right end that fits on the opening here in the bridge, right? As you know, there's only two outsides where there's contact. So I made this tool, milled it down to where it's right, and I easily can tighten that up. Then you're good. Happened a few times in my career during the show, but by and large these are new. And these nylons here, you have to renew them every now and then. And another secret someone showed me: if you don't have the new nylon, which 90% of folk will not have, right? Where do you get it? Then I use a lighter, go underneath, light it up a little bit, just the right timing where it opens up, and then when it gets hot, put it in, and they're sort of renewed. Little bag of tricks here on the side, okay?
Nice DIY trick.
Well, it helps. It helped me many times. What I'm doing now, I'm going to put here my jacket and put this to cover this up. I have a tool, but that's in storage at my road case where I would put these on. But so I use extra, one more time, extra fine from Japan, steel wool, and I shine up these frets, just going this way. You will see the difference if the camera gets close.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is enough fine. I'm not sure if you can see it, but we have the finest steel wool you can find.
The finest you can find. There's always in Japan
to polish the frets and
even finer ones, So I polish and clean also the fretboard, because it messes. But I can already see the difference in shine here, So. And, of course, you can use, if you don't want to hit the fret, which some guitars you might not want to hit the fret. On this one, it's all pure wood, so there's no problem on that. There's the grooves. But if not, you have the little tool that has the fret cut out, and then you move it, over and just hit the fret.
Right over here somewhere.
Or
there you
use
go, the fret
tape.
guard, this one.
That's it, Or use tape, either way, whatever works. But here, this is just like, now and ever. Okay.
I was about to do the same thing as what you're doing, but this is a brand new Pia, by the way.
Right. No.
I didn't want to start because it's so shiny. There's nothing wrong with this one.
No, of course not. But what I'm saying is this guitar. Wait, when I show you later, this guitar is so, the whole body is broken. All this, and it's still. Steve, you hear it, Steve Vai, sounds great. He uses it, of course, still all the time. For recording and live. He doesn't go out with that. He was thinking about maybe retiring it this year or the next tour in 2022. As far as going out on the road. He's got the relic. He's got a relic as well,
And I've seen all the cracks on the body, right, where the neck joint is. Is it like actually a bit less stable now? Like, does it have any issues with the tuning stability?
No, not that I or even Steve Vai would hear or comment on.
That's
and
perfect.
I certainly will never hear.
It's good to know because such a legendary guitar. Yeah.
Oh, it sure is. But see, if you have a close up here, the difference from here to here,
absolutely massive.
So that makes a difference, and you can feel it. I mean, that plays great. And that's it. That's all I want to hear. So you do that like once a month if you're on the road, something like that.
Are these still nickel frets? Or
I think so. Yes. I mean, again,
do you know how many times they changed them?
Well, there's been many necks on this guitar. I'd say in my time, probably 4 or 5 times back. Oh, wow. we had the True Temperament frets on there for 2 or 3 years. With a zigzag.
Yeah, I know them. Yeah.
Right. So we're almost there here. We're gonna get a good pair of scissors and cut open this here. Okay.
So these are the 9 to 42.
These are the Paradigm 942. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I'll grab that.
I'm prepared. I had a call with Thomas yesterday, and we sort of went through all the details, what kind of strings Steve prefers, and I will put on the new 6th string. I removed that one just to have the idea of what you're doing and trying it out as well.
Right.
How often would you change strings when you're on tour and you play like every night or every second night?
Yeah, it depends on what the set is, and he's got like typically, let's say 4, 5 guitars he's playing, right? So depending on what he plays, but he doesn't. He'd rather not change them because broken in feels good. So I'd say let's say on Evo, if he plays it 4 or 5 songs every night, 6 maybe whatever, then I would think every other day or sometimes even every third day. Of course, E and B at times I change, very high E for so it doesn't break and stretch always.
Bends and everything. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So now this is something I do the first time actually myself. I think, well, maybe not the very first time, but typically if these things would be off right now, it would be easier to put it in and put the lock on. So now I lined it up with right here, and now I got to make it into the opening here. Yeah, see, this is different when you have this thing on. So what I'll do is I'll disappear. No, I have a needle nose here. So I grab that and direct it now. In fact, another tool that I use that I love, that I customize, of course, called Carson, the company. I have a good vision, but with this one, I can totally see right now and guide this in here into the opening here, lift it up a little, I would think, and here I am through, and I'm there. So now check this out. This ball will end up right in the perfect position, right in here, done. Okay, if you look at this, right,
you pull it all the way in.
Yes, yeah, all the way. And it has to be in line straight. So the next string, and a fellow, also very seasoned tech, Tom Rule, when I did Social Distortion on a festival, he did Cheap Trick, and he showed me this. I said, oh, wow, what's that? So he explained, by doing this, you save so much time, and you'll see in a second why. So with this, on this one, I'm experiencing that now myself, and I will use that way, guide it into the groove, and I'm in. Thank you. Okay.
I also had the bow end at the tuner for quite a while. I was playing lots of Ibanez 7-string guitars for quite a long time. And I've seen that on a couple of maybe live recordings or at Steve Vai show. And I was like, okay, you gotta try it. But I missed this part. I think I made like too many turns. And then I was like, okay, I don't get it this way because it doesn't really change anything. It just looks cool. But then I stopped using it. But I think I missed the point. The point would be to line up the hole on the peg and sort of streamline the whole process with just having a half a turn or something.
So now here comes the holy grail of all this. If you have now all the strings here, all 6.
Yeah.
So what you do is you have a good cutter here, and you go to where you have to insert them now into the saddles, and go the one that is the furthest back. So you don't you don't cut it too short and say, oops, this is too short. So I go to the one right where it ends. That's a safe guess, right? Then I cut all these. You can hold with one hand, so just the rest, so we don't have it all over the place. Okay. So now I'm done.
Where did you cut them? Like right after this little
block?
Well,
come on here. Right after the one that's the furthest back.
Right. Okay. Right? So the back
so
edge of the...
So you know you're not running out to put it in, right? Okay. So now all I do now is I take these 5 strings, put them on the side, and start with the E, land it in here. See, I feel the bottom. That's how crucial that is. You want to be straight. I always I'm really straight. I tighten that up, right? Okay. Firm. I'm done. So now I can grab even this one already. And since that bridge is not slack, it's in the same position that we were. So if I do right now this and go here, right, I have my little clip on. I love the TC. I mean,
it's so fast, right?
I have every tuner in the book. Trust me. But this is quick, handy. If I do this now, right, I'm not even have a close look at this here. See, I'm not even a full turn. Play. I'm a D sharp.
Yeah.
And I am
half a turn. Yeah.
E. I'm at E. So now this is already in tune. Remember, this battery here, right, is still there. We are still at the 5 centimeters, just to reiterate that for the people who watch it. They're still in show position, ready to play, right? Nothing has changed there. So now the next string, A.
Perfect.
So I'm going to take this out here.
Wow. This Pia came with the exact same height. Like the trem bar is exactly where you described where Steve likes it. So that's good to know.
Yeah. Let me show you what I have to do now, because I have to clear. I can't right now get really to tighten that down. So all I do is go down a little, move that thing over, right, and put the A string in, right. Okay, see, I touch it, barely anything, not much play. Yeah. Look that it really landed in the middle on the floor there of the cavity here, and lock it, and I am golden. And do this with the A string. Okay. We're done here. Let's check a little more. F sharp, G, A. I'm A. Okay, so E and A. So now I'm going to loosen that again a little bit, go over all the way to the right, check my 5 centimeters, because now I don't have to move that anymore for the rest of the string, right? Mm-hmm, so I'm still quite good here. Yes, okay. And then I take D, okay. So like I said, when we talked yesterday, everyone has their ways of doing it, and there's no, oh, this is the only way. No, there's not. There's 1,001 ways, right?
Yeah. That's exactly what Maddie also told.
That
he has a method, it works for him, and it doesn't mean that that's the only right thing to do, obviously.
Right. Okay. I always reset the others. G, come up a little. Come on. And you'll see that what's interesting is when I'm done with the last string, you will see that that battery will just drop out. While it's on tension now, drop out, and you basically can start playing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have to stretch forever, but that's, with Steve. But other than that, see here now, I noticed, because that's the furthest, intonation-wise, the furthest one block. What I'll do is I'll cut off a little bit here, little bit, fine, because I don't need that much, and I'm perfectly make it in here. Okay. Here we are. Last one. Here we go. Tight. Yeah.
I can still remember how upset I was with the Floyd Rose or Edge tremolo loaded guitars when I didn't know that you have to go over the strings a couple of times. I was like,
that's right.
What is going on here? I just tuned these strings. Like, come on.
So many people, kids and stuff, they say, well, my guitar doesn't stay in tune. What do I do? So now watch this now. Watch this. The battery comes right out.
Just comes right out.
Right? So, and the measurement is here. So right now, I plug in here quickly a wireless for you. Of course, you know that the whole tuning, the way you have to finally tune the string is with the way it hangs on your body, because all these different tensions matter to ready to play. So now I'm plugging in here wireless quickly, right?
Especially on a floating tremolo. Gravity plays a huge role,
Right? You can hear it's pretty much in tune. So now the hard part comes now, of course. So I use string stretcher or by hand. In fact, when I worked for Zappa, one of Frank's techs was David Robb, legendary tech for Jimi Hendrix too. And he did the same thing that this does, but that's how I learned it, to create in the string a Z, up, down, and back up again. So by hand, let's say the E, right? I would do it this way. This is pretty handy here. So right now, right? You come closer, maybe show this. You know this tool, right? String stretcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hook it under the string and just pull the back side.
Yeah, you catch it, right?
Just pretty much the same as what you would do with your index and your thumb, like this.
Right, but you don't
just
have
without
to
the
use
pain.
your thumb then?
Yeah, exactly.
You can even hear it, right? So now, look, I stretched it now, and let's see what note it reads. It reads a C, okay? Right? So now I got to come back up, E, and now I'll do it again. I'm going to do it by hand now because it's sort of quicker. And I'm still here. Now I'm already close to E the second time around.
Yeah.
One more time. And
you do it as
that
long
E
as
will,
it just stays on E?
yeah. I mean, I always tune it back to E. What's really interesting is when I will do the A string now, the stretching part, you will see that the E will then not be in tune. You have to always go back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. And ultimately, it all chimes up and is in tune.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly check my whammy here, and yeah, I am. Well, we'll see. I might have to adjust that, which I do, of course, occasionally, and I'll show you how that is done to reset the whole bridge. But you already see, I could play after the stretching process. I could play right away.
How long did it take back in the days for Steve and you to get used to each other and understand each other in terms of how a guitar feels right? Was it like
right? It took a while. Yeah, it took a while. I mean, my first 1999, my first world tour. Boy, was I nervous! Is not the word. Wasn't easy. But he said, no, come on. So I dialed in many times. Didn't get it right. Then why is that not? Why is that not? Why you live and learn. Basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What I even do, check this out. You might not have seen that. Let's say give the E string. I lift the whole guitar just on the E string.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll really do. Okay.
Well, he will do that on stage, so you better be prepared, I guess.
Right. So now I'm gonna come up here again to E, and I'll do it one more time. With A, I can do it as well. I don't do it on the D, but the A it really helps, or even just like that. You don't have to totally fly it out, but you see what it does and how it really helps to get back to what you need. So now we got that far. So the stretch. Now I can lock these up here. Let me see how much play I have here. Yeah, this is pretty open, so I still have ways to go in the fine. See here how this works. You just tighten clockwise, obviously. Tighten, lock it in where it's locked, and that's it. Like I said, you can lift that up and move that if you want another angle. It's lift and position. So you always find whatever's easy to undo and redo. Now fine tune here. Okay, let's say it's in tune. You could sort of start playing with it. Now, of course, then you get with the action. So first of all, let me check the whammy bar here, where we are, and I see that I'm a little low. So what I'll do on that is as follows: I turn the guitar over, right, and as you know, the Pias have the magnet, right?
Yeah.
And I guess Steve, he told me, was inspired by me having the magnet up here. For a door. I used to do Velcro hinge and Velcro door, right? That was, standard procedure here. As you know, these things, the way he wants those adjusted, to barely touch it, to kiss it, so to speak.
Yeah.
And when you go back, But what I have to do now, since as I told you, as we noticed here, hold on, it is right now, it is too, let me look again, make sure I'm right. It has to come up a little bit. So what that means, I got to hit the springs, tighten up, bring the whammy bar up, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, one here.
Yeah. So you're adjusting the claw, the spring claw. Yeah.
Correct. Right here, right?
Yeah.
So I clear this. This has to be not as if it wasn't there to do this fine tuning. Then last you adjust the trem setter there. So now let's see what I got now. Obviously, see how easy I have to open these up again now, right? Obviously, So so open up, and open up, and now I retune again, of course, right? See, now I'm in F's. I got to come down now. By doing that, I come down, meaning the whammy bar will go up to where I want it. Right?
Exactly.
Fine tune that. I do a rough one here first.
I'm so lucky with this guitar. Apparently, these guitars come with such a perfect setup. I'm just enjoying watching you, and I don't even have to do anything with this.
No, this I'm sure you're golden there.
It's exactly five.
Like I said, this is a fine tuning. This is again, this guitar hasn't. I think it's been hanging there. I mean, I'm there once a week, sort of, but he's been doing an acoustic album for the last year.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be 4 months. You're still working on it, so so he hasn't touched that one much.
What kind of guitars will Steve have at home?
The Pia is really, he loves the Pias. That's what I've seen him play mostly, really, right now.
Okay.
Yeah. But he loves Flow, of course, I haven't changed much strings the whole year now. So.
Yeah.
Gotta get myself into
that's something many people sort of forget about, that wood just moves. And if you don't touch it, string starts to rust, and the tension changes, moves around.
I noticed on two guitars, the frets even, the wood moves and the frets all of a sudden get sharp, so you have to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right on point right now. So this is right. So now, last not least, I got to do this, right? And see how the trem setter here goes here.
That's something
So it must be no movement when I free it, and immediate movement on both when I do it. So if you get really close, you can see that. See, nothing. And here, then he puts these Kleenexes in here for no rattle. That's what he wants, so that's what he gets. And close it up, and here we go. Okay, this is, like I said, the old school with Velcro, but better than 6 screws.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? As who
faster.
has that time? Who has that time? Okay. So now what I want to do is actually give you a little info here. The action here, I will definitely have to come down. Typically, let me read these details for you so you have that straight up. This is bodies alder. That's correct. That's on this one. Typically 5-piece neck. This one is not, as you can see, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where that came from and when we had that. But anyway, that's one of his stable of necks. Then we have a fingerboard rosewood, of course, 25.5-inch scale, was 648 millimeters. You know how that, obviously. 24 frets. The last 4 are scalloped.
Yeah.
How is it on the Pia? Is that scalloped at all?
Yeah, but only the last 4.
The last 4.
So the rest is straight. I'm not sure if you can see it.
Yes.
So the last 4, just like on the Evo. Yeah.
Right. I think maybe on his guitars, I have to look. I think they might even have, because on many guitars now he has a soft scallop. On Flow, I know he does. On the rest of them. Fingerboard radius, 16.5 inches. Sometimes 16 inches, sometimes 17. That's my friend told me to write down today. From 406 millimeter. Neck binding, none. About the action, right?
Yeah.
Typically, the way I check. To check the neck, put a capo here or hold your hand here, right, on the first fret. Then go to fret 17, right? 15 so it's here, and see what play you have. I do that typically with feeler gauges, which I also don't have here. Mm-hmm. But what it should be, let me see, my numbers are, like you measure halfway point, obviously, and you would say, let's say here, about should be at the 0.007 inches, and then with respect to 0.0056, keep that, and on the other end it's 0.13. Well, in millimeters, 0.007 makes 0.13 millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then
that should be like the first string, like the thin E, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then 0.15 millimeter on the last string. Pickup height, typically 1/8 of an inch here. That's a good tool. I'm sure you know that anyway. This one, right? You have inch metric or imperial. You can measure that. That one typically is all flat with the pickguard, the center pickup. And then again, 1/8, you measure that. That would be sort of by standard. What Steve does during the show, he not only changes the action, right, which, you change the tuning too. But and what's happening, as you know, this tool that's finally inside the last rendition of the Ibanez tool is that because sometimes he goes up and he can't go anymore because the center one is locked. You know, there's this one is to lock this one to go up and down. So then you have to free that, right?
Yeah.
Which typically works quite easy. Actually, it takes it.
That's this real thin one, right in the middle.
Right. The super thin one, which is 1.5. You know.
Yeah.
I have to come down here because it's quite high. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come down with the right here. This one. By the way, this knob is from a Danny Gatton guitar.
Ah, really?
Danny Gatton gave that to Steve. Right?
No way.
I put he's got the Mad Hatter, hardware in here, right? So he just thinks he likes that. Then I have to put a Velcro disc here so it doesn't go too loose. So it's, so it sort of, doesn't get turned too easy.
Fly off
but I make a groove into these and put an O-ring on here. So it's easier grip rather than, sliding on. This one, he never touches. It's always full. I have to lock it up. Too. It's always full. Never changes that.
Okay.
And now I'm going to come down here. And I loosened the center one already so I don't run out of space. But I know I have to come down here. Let's see, this one.
That's actually really important in case anyone owns an Ibanez guitar with this kind of trem. You need to unlock the center with this really small Allen key. Otherwise, you will break it or lift it up. Like it comes out of the wood, right?
That's correct. And also, what you should do, Steve doesn't even want that in there, the little one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he doesn't want, why can't I go lower, whatever. But, so anyway, so I'm going to go here. So this one is sort of getting now to the right readout. Let's check it out, which should be, I'll give you that. So in the high E, we got 1 millimeter, which is 40,000 sort of. And on the low E, we're talking about 1.5, 1.2 to 1.5, varying. Again, it's really the feel. When I do it myself, I don't really use that always, but I go by, okay, that feels right from what I know how he basically wants it,
My first string is just over 1 millimeter, like 1.1.
Yeah, that. You're talking about the low E? Or the high E?
The high.
High E, yeah. That would be just right. In fact, let me check here myself too. Okay, let me go in millimeters since we are here. And yep.
It's like, I'd say like 1.1. So maybe I would want to go a little bit lower to have like 1 mil.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah.
Okay.
And here I'm measuring on this one. Let me go here, 12th fret. There we go. 1.25, 1.2. Yeah, I would say, I'm also at 1.2. So this seems to be correct. Yeah. So, but I needed that dial in. So right now, as far as, Alex Kirk, he's the main guy over at the Ibanez Custom Shop here in LA. And he always says, you really should, now lock the center.
Okay.
So I'm going to do it now. This would be, the fact that Steve, see, I locked it now. You don't have to go super hard, but when you feel, okay, now, and I am there. Come on, a little more. That was all the way up. Yep, I'm there now. So so these are basically what we got going on. 942, you know that already. Strat knobs. In fact, let's do a quick filming of this sheet here.
Oh yeah, that's such a.
Let's stay on it for a while.
Special thing.
Okay.
It's like a floor traveler. I guess this was like the original.
That's the original. Yeah,
documents.
That is really old. And you see here, Tuck is the number one foreman, and he built these guitars. So that's really old. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Pickup height 183 millimeter.
Yeah.
So but these two pickups. But again, he changes that too. Maybe to close it down, you want to see my Evo here really quick.
Oh yeah, I've heard you have this highly modified Evo replica.
It's a relic, and I give you the story. I was turned 66, and I had to go to Vai's studio to do something, and he was there. I was all dressed up, in the control room, and Ibanez fellows were there and what have you. So I did my thing, and then I was called in. Steve held Evo, this guitar, and says, "So Thomas, what's this one? What's that Velcro dot? What's that?" So stuff that I had done to the guitar, like this thing, the Velcro dot here I did, so and so. So we talked, and this was, like I said, a few years, 9 years ago, and so. And, all this dance. So we talked. It was a good, just to call it talking. Then I left, and then 10 minutes later, I was called back again. And Steve holds the guitar and says, "So what do you think?" And I said, "What do you mean? What, Evo?" He said, "No, this is a replica." And I couldn't believe it. And it said on the back, it said 1 of 100, right? Yeah. Which now, let me bring up, I'm going to put Steve's Evo down now. And, it said 1 of 100 in the back, right?
Oh,
and
wow.
Steve explained that they made 100 guitars, right? That they sold out very quick. And I said, "Oh, wow, what a great day! This is my birthday. Well, this is great." And Steve says in front of the Ibanez guys, "Well, this is my gift," and gave me this guitar. As a, I'm not a guitar player anyway, so I play my Beatles songs or whatever. So I like, wow, okay. And it said 1 of 100, okay. And Steve said, "Well, Thomas, let me give you the 2 of 100, okay? And I'll keep the 1 of 100. I said, "Of course, yeah, thank you." So a few weeks later, I go to Ibanez Custom Shop, and they give me a nice prestige case with their guitar. And I get home, and I look, and it said 1 of 100. So I thought, oh, God, maybe they forgot or they missed it. Okay, didn't do anything right away. Then we go on tour in Germany, in Spain, in France. People come to the show with that guitar. They bought it, $10,000, right? And they all said 1 of 100. So I said, oh, my God, what? So it turns out that when they brought the 100 guitars to Steve to sign, he signed all of them with 1 of 100, which is true. But not. So what he did to mine here, see, mine, it says the only one, 2 of 100.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That's
so,
such
and
a
this
cool
fellow
story.
made me the same lid here, I still have the Velcro door on that, right?
Yeah.
This is a different system I have in here for my friend with Sophia Tremolo. Wireless in the guitar.
Right? Oh, crazy.
On,
that's
off,
line 6, yeah.
Right? Well, then here, of course, if you want to plug in a wireless or a cable, see, I have right here. See? So I know where to plug that wireless in, right? Okay. So now it's
like
plugged in.
Where the jack goes in is marked on the top. That you don't miss.
And this guitar has the Antares auto-tune system even, right? So, right? Different tunings. Antares is, let me show you what's in this guitar quick.
Oh,
Dr. Andy Hildebrand, the creator of Antares for the singers, right? Sustainer, I got to shut the sustainer up, and you'll see that in a second. Antares, then we have here a master power switch, and this is super power that my partner designed. All our guitars that are active have like your phone or like anything today with auto shut off. If for 3 minutes there's no movement in the guitar or no signal, this will shut down.
It's shut. Oh,
I have set it to 30 seconds. So if I would wait like another 30 seconds, this will go off, put the guitar away, come back 2 months later, pick it up and play.
Yeah.
Okay. And as Guy Coker, who designed the relay wirelesses, that was my inspiration to that. They do the same thing. 3 minutes, no movement and no sound. They go to sleep. You want to play, you plug it in, and they have even a silencer, so there's no pop.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
See, it just turned off. Now look, I move the guitar, it's on again.
And it's back on, yeah.
Okay?
Oh,
so
crazy.
With the wireless, and you have 2 wirelesses here. You can play to two places at the same time. Then you have here the batteries, right? Our new battery chambers, this was when we did that. Sustainiac and Superpower, and this is for the Autotune system, the battery. And here's the Sustainiac, right?
Yeah.
All custom formed.
When will we see this guitar on stage?
Shadow pickup. Well, Steve has this guitar, except he's got lights in the neck as well.
Yeah.
And he plays it in the studio. He uses it quite a lot, because it's just like I said, the intonation is perfect, and the tuning stays.
Yeah,
which you couldn't really do with a regular guitar, you know. So now change the tuning. Minor. All this stuff, right? Look at this here.
Yeah. It's easier on the fingers. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jeff Beck, Trev Wilkinson nut. I don't like the locking nut so much. It's quicker, you know.
Yeah.
And if it's good for Jeff Beck, I guess it works. You know?
It should be good enough for it. Yeah. Thomas, this has been extremely informative and fun. Thanks a lot for taking time for us, really.
Already.
It's so cool. And looking forward to seeing you guys back on tour.
Oh, yeah. He's got 230 shows booked starting January 2nd, 2022, around the world.
Seriously? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good start. And you guys take it easy. Thank you very much for watching. Leave us a comment below. Let us know if you enjoyed this episode, and also let us know who you want to see next. This will be really interesting to see. You guys have a fantastic week. We'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
So, Frank Zappa, okay. Steve Vai, number one. Here's another Steve Vai. Cool. And I got everybody. I got Kiss in there and whatever.